Hey, Ghosties, this is Harley.
And this is Kandis.
And this is Haunted Through the Ages.
What?
Okay.
What?
Here's the thing I wanted to tell you. I almost let it slip, and I'm like, no, this has to be recorded.
This is for the people.
This is for Doug.
Oh, boy.
Twice in one day.
Oh, my God. I didn't
Scared
tell you.
the shit out of him.
You told me that the one.
Oh, I did.
You told me about the one.
Because then he came and yelled at me for it.
He's like, seriously? You've been here for 3 seconds? Then she just had to come out here and run her mouth to you? And I'm like, yeah.
That's what we do.
Hello? She saw me and was like, oh, guess what?
Because it had just happened. Okay, so everyone knows. So he was standing in the back, arms up in the air. He's like doing something on the whatever. He's doing something, not paying attention.
So I come up, something.
I come up right behind him, and he kind of takes a step back. So I had to step back so he wouldn't run me over. But I go, Doug. He yelled so loud.
Wheezing.
He whips around. Because he's not like, a puncher when you scare him or anything, but his arm shot out. He pushed me in the shoulder. I'm like, ah.
No, he gets violent because he hit me when I scared him that
Well, he hit me this time. And he just walked away. And he yelled so loud, I actually felt bad. And I turn and I look at Dave. And I'm like, holy shit. So Dave and I are looking at him. He's like, yeah, all right. I'm like, I don't know.
I think we should be a little bit more cautious, though. I don't know how well his ticker is, and I don't want to have that guilt of him falling over, because he just, I don't know, unalived, and I'm laughing at him for falling, first of all. I'm not concerned that he's holding his chest at all. I'm more concerned with me peeing on myself because I'm laughing so hard.
Well, that was the first time. I got him again later.
Oh, boy. So he didn't learn. Okay.
No, he still sits at his desk with his music on and his back to the room. I just go up there. I need something. I'm like, hey, Doug. He whips around.
He's like nervous. He's going to start shaking like a little chihuahua. He's going to be such a nervous little Nelly, just looking around corners.
I was telling my mom about it. And her and I, she was hysterical on the phone this morning, and she was telling me about one of her friends at work, and I've seen it happen. When I've stopped in there, one of her friends at work, she needs to get in her filing cabinets all the time, which are behind her, so she'll be facing the filing cabinets and have her back to the door. So my mom will wait outside her door, when they were in the office.
Yeah.
This was pre-COVID. Wait outside the door, look for her to turn, and then sneak in and sit in one of the 2 chairs across from her desk so her friend would turn.
She's just sitting there.
She said the one time she screamed so loud. And she jumped back in her chair, so she slid out of her chair. Or she'd crawl in there and crawl and hide on the other side of her desk and then pop up when she turns around. I'm like, yeah.
Mean. Your mom's got
it's so funny.
My personality.
I think that's where I get it. It's so funny. I'm twice in one day. How lucky are you?
He was done with you at that point. I feel like,
yeah,
he was wrecked by the end of the day.
He was done with my bullshit.
He hit on him. But well, I saw him up front, and I said, "So, here you got scared?" No. Puts his head down and starts to walk away. He's like, damn it, you're here for 5 minutes and she's running out here telling you this. I'm like, first of all, she didn't even know I was here. She just so happened to see me.
Yes. I walked out and there you were. It was so funny. So how's your vacation week been? Your
today,
second vacation week.
My sweet little potato turned 2.
Oh,
happy birthday, potato!
Well, happy birthday, potato!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went to the aquarium and had some birthday days.
Oh, fun! Mm. Which one?
Great Lakes
Sea Life.
Yeah,
cool.
In Auburn Hills, for the people that are not in Michigan.
Yeah, it's at the mall. It's right across from Rainforest Cafe.
It's a nice one. I've heard that the Toledo Zoo, I've been told that the Toledo Zoo is better, and I'm just like, and I'm not driving there.
It's not.
It's not?
No, they redid the aquarium. It was closed for like 4 fucking years or something, so they could redo the aquarium. Right. I've been to the new one. I mean, we love the Toledo Zoo.
Sure. But
the aquarium's nothing fancy.
Mm. Well, I guess I can tell you, too, because this comes out after tomorrow, so we're having a surprise party for Deegs. So the big 30.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
I told her it's not that big a deal. I've done it 18 times already. It's all right. It's fine. They get easier after a while.
Yeah, this one was surprisingly easy.
Yeah, but how's that next one coming?
Which one?
31.
I already hit 31.
No, you didn't.
Wednesday.
When?
Oh. July 9th.
I knew it was coming. I thought it was after my sweet potato. Like you were in between him and my sister. I don't know. I thought it was like 13th because my sister's just the 14th. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. This one was fine. It actually
I had to forget you. Me. I knew it was coming. I just, there's so many, I have so many July birthdays.
Yeah, this one didn't bother me. I know my friend Kendra texted me and she's like, how does it feel to be in your 30s now? I'm like, I'm all right.
It's funny you said that because I was telling Matt before I went on vacation that you and I were talking about it, and you're like, I don't know how I feel about it because turning 30 is one thing, but turning 30, like when you go over 30, now you're officially in your 30s. He was like, right. No, you're in your 30s when you turn 30.
No, you're not. That's a whole separate
You're not coming back. So you can't go backwards.
It's different, though. It's a whole different thing.
I was in my 20s until the very second that I turned 30. Mm-hmm. Even I looked at my birth certificate to figure out what time I was born because I was still in my 20s until that time.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. But we made it. It wasn't that bad.
I'm sad to come back to work.
Yeah.
But also I'm bored.
It's been weird. I feel like because everyone's been gone and there's vacations and I don't know.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah.
It's probably my hormones or whatever, but that mental health nonsense is getting you. It gets you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've really just only wanted to sleep and sleep and sleep, and I've been forcing myself to leave the house every day.
That's good.
Yeah. If anything, I just go up and I take lunch to Matt because, when I show up at work, I get judged. So, like, what's the point of even taking a vacation if you're just going to be here? Like, I'm bored.
Because Harley's sad.
I heard a rumor.
I heard stuff's going on. I wanted the dirt.
I need input.
That's funny. I think I'm having a hot flash now.
Seriously, the air 30s. Turned off. So enough jibber jabber with us. What have we got? What do we got going on today?
So we're going to Washington State today.
Ooh.
To a hospital.
Oh no, I don't like this already. Hospitals are already scary enough, especially Michael Myers really gets you on those. And why is it dark? First of all, what hospital have you ever seen dark?
Where it's dark at night with like the lights half out flickering. Who works here?
Why is it? There's patients that need round the clock assistance.
Yep.
Why is it dark? Anyway, that was just theatrical movie stuff.
So this is the St. Ignatius Hospital.
Oh.
It was built in 1893, making it the first hospital to serve Whitman County, Washington. In 1892, Reverend, here's a name that's fun, Jacurn, I think was what we're going to go with. And he was a Roman Catholic priest who recognized the need for improved health care in the area. But in order to build hospitals, they just relied on private donations or sponsors for funding. So there were different cities, including Colfax, Pullman, and I don't know. I'm sorry, people. I think it's Palouse City, who all made competitive offers for the new hospital to be built in their town. But with an offer of free water, free land, an interest-free loan of $3,000, on top of another $5,000 promised from the Chamber of Commerce, the town of Colfax won the bid. Construction of the new hospital was completed and the hospital opened in 1894. When it was completed, the hospital covered 50,000 square feet and boasted 6 floors, including a basement morgue.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I mean, I guess you would need something like that.
They need somewhere for all the dead people.
So, just in knowing that there's a morgue and a hospital and I have to go there for, it's still, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you think about it, when you're in a hospital room, like how many people have died in that bed?
And now I'm, and my biggest concern was swimming with all of the people that have died. Like, no, because if you go into a hospital, guess what? Hello.
That's a lot of death.
Hello.
The first floor of the hospital was home to 2 emergency departments, and they were separated by the severity of each case. The right wing was intended for patients who were likely to recover from their ailments, but if they took you to the left, they assumed you probably weren't getting discharged. You were going to end up in the morgue.
Oh, that's terrible. That's sad.
The second floor was for obstetrics and maternity, and the third floor was dedicated to isolating and treating infectious diseases. And during the influenza outbreak of 1918, this floor saw entire families just wiped out by the virus, which only added to the death count.
That's terrible. Yeah.
Surgeries and x-rays were done on the 4th floor, and the 5th floor was designated as private living quarters for the nuns and nurses who lived on campus.
Okay.
We love a story with some nuns.
Oh, do we? Oh, do we?
While the hospital was in operation, this area was off limits to patients and guests, so this is perhaps why visitors to the 5th floor feel so uneasy and unwelcome today. The first patient to the hospital was a pneumonia case, and in the first month, 10 patients were admitted. 3 were released, and 7 remained. The first death was recorded in June of 1893 when a man named F.E. Martin, who was a railroad employee, was crushed between 2 railroad cars. And he is just one of many ghosts known to walk the halls. St. Ignatius became a teaching hospital when the St. Ignatius School of Nursing eventually opened on campus. Its first class of nurses graduated in 1911, and by 1936, a dormitory had opened on the site for nursing students. The school even produced Washington State's first 2 male nurses, Philip Crom and Archie McClintock, in 1941. And as we all know from all of our Grey's Anatomy days, running a hospital is very expensive. Because it was being run by the Sisters of Charity, the hospital relied on government assistance, donations, and what patients could afford to pay.
Well, and they probably didn't really have insurance or anything.
I can't imagine they did. Could you imagine just being like, I can pay $10? All right, you're all set. How nuts.
Bill you later.
Not even.
Yeah.
I'm sick, and my mom's like, well, are you going to the doctor? I'm like, I don't have $200.
No.
To walk in for me, it's 50. I already knew I would need the same thing as before. To walk in, it's 50. Got 150 for the visit. It was another 50 for the prescription. I'm like, no.
Yeah, already.
I don't have $200 right now, so no. This is nuts.
No.
But this amount, obviously, that they were making made it incredibly difficult to keep up with the cost of maintaining and upgrading the hospital, which they were looking to do. But by this point, they were facing threats of foreclosure by the state and a declining population in August of 1964. So it was decided that the St. Ignatius Hospital would close its doors and a new facility would be built in the next town over. The building stood empty for 4 years, and stories began to swirl around town of paranormal activity happening inside. However, despite the rumors, in 1968, the building was sold and transformed into an assisted living facility called St. Ignatius Manor. We think it's haunted. Let's put our elderly loved ones in there. Just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it depends. Do you like these elderlies? And how
50-50 chance.
How close to death are they? Like, is it worth spending the extra money to put them in a place that could potentially not be haunted?
To be fair, even if it's brand new, it's gonna be haunted within the first 30 days. I mean, they're not gonna take long. Probably to start.
No.
Passing. So I can't imagine. It remained open as St. Ignatius Manor until 2000 and became abandoned again in 2003. In 2015, the Washington Trust for Historic Preservation added St. Ignatius Hospital to their 2015 Most Endangered Properties list. So they were fighting to save it. And as rumors of hauntings continued to spread, the Colfax Chamber of Commerce began offering tours of the building in order to raise money and help save the hospital, but that didn't last long. They quickly shut down tours, citing safety issues after multiple guests were attacked on tours and guides were seen running out of the building in terror. The hospital stood empty for another 6 years before it was purchased by Austin and Laura Storm, a couple who wasn't as easily frightened away. According to Austin, you could kind of tell from the building how much love and care had gone into the building in its inception and in its operation. And you still had a really strong sense of that. We were moved to try to figure out if someone was trying to preserve it. And when they discovered that nobody was at that point, they decided to do it themselves. Passionate about the preservation of historic buildings, the Storms reintroduced historical photography and haunted tours to fund restoration attempts. According to Valerie Gregory, Whitman County Historical Society director, and she's also a local business owner, since the very popular haunted tours have begun, over 17 new businesses have opened, 42,000 people have visited the town, and downtown Colfax has thrived. So hauntings are the business to be in, apparently. It'll bring the people.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't. I'm staggering my words because I know.
You co-host a haunted podcast.
Right, but I mean, and I've had my own experiences with it, which have been absolutely terrifying. That's why I don't want to have run-ins with them and be at peace. Like, we're buddies. No, we're not. Maybe when I could see you.
That reminds me.
Oh, boy.
Pause. Because I was going to say what? Like the cute boy from Casper
oh my
or something?
Gosh. I was thinking Casper.
Am I the only one who didn't know this? So whatever his name is, I don't remember, but that boy, the actor, who Christina Ricci got to kiss, was also the boy that she kissed who was one of the brothers in Now and Then.
What? Are you new?
Apparently. I've been watching both of these movies since the 90s.
30-year-olds, I tell you what.
When I heard that, I forget what podcast I was listening to, but somebody mentioned that. And then like, oh yeah, then she got to kiss him again when he was one of the brothers. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. That was the same kid because I thought that brother was cute too.
Was that the one she punched?
Yes. Yes, yeah. But then they kissed on the swing in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see his tush at the lake.
Okay.
You remember that?
You know what? I was a grown-up watching that,
Oh,
so...
I was not. I was very much their age. Actually, I was probably younger than that.
That movie came out when my children were born, so around the same time as you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was already a grown-up, so looking at little boy tushes was just not... That was more my dad's thing than me, so...
Shit. I can't believe you just said that. It's funny because it's true. I'll cut it out.
No, you don't have to.
Are you sure?
I swear to God.
Okay.
My sister will get a kick out of that one. I'm crying. They're going to need a reason why we sound like we're crying, so...
Oh, God.
Let it be. That shit's aired out.
Okay. All right. It stays. You're welcome, guys. That took me out. Jesus. Okay.
We give good content.
Back to the story. I'm sweating.
This is how we come back.
Okay.
I'm kind of cold because the air's literally just blowing straight up my ass over here.
It feels real good. I'm sweating.
And then, you know what? Not gonna lie, it kind of does. On my sweaty back. Let me see if I can scooch and share some with you.
Right. Well, we're going to talk about a nun now.
Okay. Reeling it back in.
So, this is the name I kept finding everywhere. Her name was Mother Joseph Parasu,
Okay.
I believe. I thought it might be Josephine, but every source said Joseph. So the nun behind the construction was also the architect of the hospital. And not just that hospital, she designed dozens of hospitals, schools, and other buildings in Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and Montana. And St. Ignatius is the last hospital she designed before she died in 1902 and is the only one still standing. So she sounds like kind of a badass.
All right. She got shit done.
Yeah. Valerie Gregory is one person who's had her own fair share of experiences in the hospital. She's heard several full-on conversations. She saw a dark shadow come down the hall, and she felt a ghostly kick to the back of her foot when no one else was in the notoriously haunted building.
But why are we kicking now?
There are some very unhappy patients here.
Okay.
Another time, while she was in the building exploring with her friend, her son, and a group of her son's friends, they were in the stairwell and heard what sounded like a person running up the stairs behind them, but no one was there.
Mm-hmm.
They could hear it on the exact stairs they were looking at, but there was just nothing. It frightened her son's friends so badly, they all ran out of the building and refused to come back inside. And after all of them left, her friend, and her son searched the building to make sure there was no one else in there, and it was completely empty. Now, earlier I mentioned Effie Martin, the hospital's first death, who was crushed by 2 train cars. And one of the apparitions people see is a mangled and disfigured man, and it's believed to be this patient. But even though he looks very scary, they believe he's quite harmless. He doesn't really bother people. They just see him. And though the exact number of entities dwelling in the hospital is unknown, there are at least 4 very distinct entities that can be tied to historical records. And these include Michael, John, Father Ryan, and Rosemary. And Michael and Rosemary are notably the angriest and most aggressive energies in the building. Michael is believed to be the strongest spirit in St. Ignatius, and he inhabits room 312, which was his room in life. As a live person, Michael was a man with a terrible temper, but that doesn't seem to have changed in death. He's known to rush by visitors, attempting to scare them out of his space. And his room seems to be constantly overrun with swarms of flies. And it's the only room in the building where this phenomenon takes place.
Oh my gosh.
Which is usually a sign of very negative, potentially demonic entities. No, he sounds like a real asshole.
Nobody, no.
No. Another entity is reported as an angry dark mass said to resemble a swarm of bees, and it's been seen on multiple occasions. This entity is known to rush at visitors, causing them to flee the vicinity, which sounds familiar. And other encounters with dark energy in the building have resulted in visitors being kicked, pushed, hit, and scratched. And I couldn't find if this is Michael doing this or if they believe it's Michael, but it sounds pretty similar to him. So I thought maybe. But I couldn't get a straight answer on that.
The bugs and the violence.
Either way, it sounds like an asshole.
He's mean.
Yeah. Another very powerful and active spirit is Rosemary, better known as Rose. And Rose was a resident of St. Ignatius when it operated as an assisted living facility in the 1970s. Suffering from dementia, Rose was almost always in a bad mood. Now, her spirit is known to knock on the walls of her room and to shove people. She's also been captured in several EVPs, making her anger very evident. But when one guest was on a tour with his girlfriend a couple of years ago, the girlfriend needed to use the bathroom. And while the guide was taking her to the bathroom, the boyfriend was using the recorder for EVPs. And a hello came through, and the guest asked, "Rosie, are you here?" And got a response, "I'm here." And I listened. She was there, yeah. I listened to the EVP, and I also heard that, and it was very clear. It was a really good EVP. People have also gotten really good results with her using flashlights and mapped her figure several times using the SLS camera. In fact, she was mapped touching a flashlight when asked to turn it on. And I also learned, we love this fact, the hospital now has a haunted doll room inside. One of their newest additions was brought to the hospital about a year ago because the owners are very active on Facebook, which is really exciting. So I got a lot of good information there. And the owners reported on their Facebook that she tends to move to different locations when nobody's in the building. And this spirit is reportedly named Hannah. However, I think that's what they named her. But 3 different mediums have been in the building and told them that a little girl named Lucy lives inside of her. And there was a little boy who was on a tour, on the Junior Paranormal Tour, which is very cute, and told the owner that he played with Lucy. It also didn't get much clarification on this, but Lucy now lives in a glass case. And according to them, there's a good reason for that, but they didn't clarify what that reason was. However, I'd be very curious to know. Just looking at her, she's very cute. I didn't feel uncomfortable. Because sometimes you look at them, even if they're not
you always get real bad feelings with dolls.
Yeah, and I didn't. When I looked at her picture, I'm just like, oh, okay. But they shoved her in a glass case. I don't know what she did, but Lucy was up to some nonsense, apparently.
Poor Lucy.
Another spirit that roams the hospital is named Agnes. And Agnes has a very sad story. She died in 1904 when she was just 23 years old. And there are actual newspaper articles about her death and a trial surrounding it. It's very sad. She had just graduated from the Washington Agricultural College in the class of 1903. And at the time of her death, she was a modern languages teacher at a local high school. About a week before her death, she had admitted to having an affair with one of her college professors named Edwin Snow. This was obviously, for the early 1900s, very salacious. And somehow Agnes ended up in the hospital with a surgeon named Dr. T.D. Ferguson. He reported that he was operating on Agnes for an appendectomy, but she died during the procedure. However, things weren't adding up, and from what I gather, she wasn't having issues with her appendix. So Dr. Ferguson was charged with her murder, and Professor Snow, as well as another man who was a local dentist, Dr. Chase Austin.
Why was he even in there?
I don't know where the dentist comes in, but he's in the article. Why they linked him to it, I have no idea.
Okay.
But both the professor and the dentist were charged as accomplices. So, like I said, I read through several newspaper articles about her death, but I couldn't piece everything together. But from what I gathered, the theory goes that maybe she was pregnant by the professor. And that's why Professor Snow was so desperate to keep her quiet about their affair. So perhaps she went in for a little procedure trying to make it disappear. Whether they intended to kill her also, I don't know.
It's one way of
but
keeping
it
her quiet.
sounds like they wanted her kept quiet.
Let's bring in the dentist.
Professor,
I don't know.
Then the dentist showed up. I don't know. But the professor obviously had some secrets. Unfortunately, Agnes does still roam the halls of the hospital she was murdered in. And even more unfortunate, so does Dr. Ferguson.
Duh.
Yeah. When the ghost hunters crew visited, as they were calling out for Dr. Ferguson, they received a raspy male voice that was counting slowly. 1, 2, 3. And the EVP is very clear.
Waiting for her the medication to take hold so she could...
Exactly. That is exactly what I thought. So they caught the same EVP not once, but twice, and on 2 separate days. And it was the same investigator that caught it.
So it could possibly be residual. He's just stuck.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's doing surgery on her every single day as a punishment for her killing her.
And literally, my next line in my notes, I said, since both were linked to Dr. Ferguson, it makes me think of how they'll have patients count down when being put under anesthesia. Usually it's backwards, and she was counting forward. I mean, who knows? Whatever.
I think I did forwards one of mine, just because, when you get to that point of pain medication, counting backwards, it's like trying to do the alphabet backwards. Like,
I think I got to like 97, and I
just go forward.
I was done. Take me, Jesus.
Like, counting back from 10 was, and then I ran out of numbers. So a little bit more. Guys, I need more numbers.
Oh, you're a redhead. Yeah. How do you deal with anesthesia?
It makes me very sick.
Does it?
Yeah.
Do you get nauseous?
I vomit.
Okay. Yeah. I have to tell them if I need anything.
Yeah, they
when
immediately.
I'm like, hey.
The last time that I had my surgery was the best time I had coming out of anesthesia. And they ended up putting one of those patches behind my ear.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's really good.
Amazing. That I will get that. And not a lot of times, like every other time that I've, like I'm a frequent flyer of surgeries. I've had multiple foot surgeries, so just so you guys know, I'm not a frequent flyer. I just have really bad feet. But the one time I went in and I told him that when I had my nose procedure done, not a nose job, I had a balloon dilation for my sinuses because I have really bad sinus infections, and FYI, it did nothing. Just saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Waste of time. But I came out of anesthesia and Rhiannon was there, and they make you drink this water, you crack it. I'm like, I can't eat or drink anything because I'll throw up. Like, you have to have water coming out of anesthesia. They at least want you to drink so it can flush out of your system faster. And but I can't because I have to wait. I'm going to get sick. I know my body. Let me come to faster before. But so I had the water, and within a matter of minutes, Rhiannon and I are talking, and she looks at me, and I'm looking around the room, and she's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I'm going to throw up. I need something to throw up in. So she gets this giant garbage can. She starts dragging the garbage can over to me. She's so cute. And, the doctor comes in. He's like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And I'm like, I'm going to throw up. Like, I can feel it. Like, and so he literally just reaches behind me and grabbed the basin to throw up in.
The thing you're supposed to throw up.
And Brandon's dragging this whole ass garbage can over because, you know, she's going to throw up because I'm throwing up.
Oh,
so
gosh.
she's like, so
That's
yeah,
awful.
it was so funny. So like every time I tell them like I get really sick after coming out of anesthesia, usually they'll give me like an injection. It didn't do anything. Every time they do it, it does. The medication they give me does nothing. That patch, hands down, best thing.
Really?
Yep. And I've had cysts removed off my wrists. I've had cysts removed out of my foot. I've had, you know, like the hardware in, the hardware out. Because I mean, like I've had multiple surgeries. So, I mean, this was hands down the best one, the patch. For anybody that gets sick or nauseous after anesthesia, you get that motion sickness patch.
Because I do, but the medicine works for me. So I know ahead of time. I'm just like, hey, I get nauseous. They're like, all right, we'll give you the whatever the fuck it is. And it works. So. Yeah.
She told me I could take it off after like 4 or 5 hours or whatever it was when I got home. I kept that thing on for like 3 days. I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to take it off. It's going to trigger a vomit. Like, no, thank you.
I've heard that will also make you really sick.
Yeah. Well, the medication, she says after a certain amount of hours, it's done. It's dead. It's dead. You know, now you're just wearing it as a piece. Like, yeah. Because everything that's in it is expired at that point. So nothing else is getting into my system. But I know with like the Dramamine and stuff, like.
Yeah.
That, you know, it irritates, like if I put a patch on it, like it'll irritate my skin. The medication that's in it will irritate, you know, give me a rough spot or whatever. So I just take, you know, oral Dramamine. But yeah. And I'm only like, ever since I don't know, like because of my sinuses and the problems that I have with my sinuses, I get very dizzy and nauseated easily, you know, just like I'm just like underwater all the time.
I was listening to a podcast and they had like a big cruise and the guy was up on stage like performing and he gets really seasick. So he wears the patch the whole time. But I think at this point, like they weren't moving, so it wasn't bothering him, but he didn't think about it. He just kept it on the whole time. And he said before the show, this guy had offered him weed and he's like, all right.
Oh God.
So he smoked with him. So he's up on stage and he said he had smoked like an hour before, but he like felt fine up until then. But then as they're doing their thing, he's like, I felt so fucked up, like almost drunk, but I hadn't had anything to drink. And he's like, I start panicking, like what was in the weed? Like, was it laced with something? Right. So he's kind of freaking out and he's like, I'm going to throw up. I'm like super dizzy. And then I think people had to come out on stage because he was like, that messed up and he didn't know what was wrong, and there was a nurse in the audience thankfully, and she could see the patch behind the ear and she's like, take off the patch. He's like, I had no fucking idea. I'd had it on for 3 days, but he's like, once your body knows you're not moving and it's not combating anything, right, then you get sick. And he didn't know. And
that's
I'm like,
funny. Oh,
it's good to know. He said took it off. Sure enough, just a little bit later he felt totally fine. He's like, thank God it wasn't the weed. I thought there was like fentanyl or something in it. Oh my gosh,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Dramamine, that's some good. I mean, I've used it after a hangover, and it kind of, because you get that dizzy feeling in your head. It's just like, okay. For the people that have had hangovers, I don't know. You know, like you get. I mean, it's horrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you just like hangovers, like that'll convince somebody to stop drinking immediately. But
has it worked yet?
Nope. Because I've discovered Dramamine.
You know that's bullshit.
And it just helps the nausea. That's all it does. Like it doesn't help the headache. Yeah, it doesn't help the headache, and it doesn't help the lethargic feeling. And the older you get, the longer it lasts. Like you don't heal. Dave and I were talking about that. You know, I'm like, I don't heal like I used to. So like, I don't have to drink as often because my hangovers last longer.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's my my battle of life.
So anyway, that was Agnes's sad story.
Sad. And
now the doctor who supposedly murdered her is still there with her.
Did you mention, is this still an active building, or is it's an empty building now?
No, it's very active. And we'll get into what they're doing with it now. So while that same group was there, I believe I mentioned it was ghost hunters. There was one investigator who had his ear blown into while the group was going upstairs to the 5th floor where the nuns lived. And they also captured 2 women screaming, which was very creepy.
Oh, blown. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking like it blew up, like something blew
no.
up. And I was like, oh my God, who was this?
No, they were walking up the stairs.
Somebody blew into the ear.
Just a line of them. And I think he was like the second one in line. And he just goes like this and like covers his ear. Like, what the fuck is that?
No, thank you.
In the nuns' quarters, people have also reported seeing shadow figures and disembodied arms. I don't know where that comes from, but there's arms. And they hear growling.
Oh, no.
One of the most famous ghosts who likes to spend her time up there is named Sister Joanna. She died in 1929. However, they say her spirit remained to comfort dying patients, which is very nice.
That is nice.
It appears that she may have been helping people cross over because patients who reported seeing her would soon pass away after. So she knew it was coming and was just there to
somebody needs to help her cross over.
That is very true.
Sad. She's just kind of stuck.
A couple of other deaths include a person who fell down the elevator shaft and another who fell out of an open window. Now, around the hospital, doors are known to open and slam on their own, and throughout the corridors of the hospital, disembodied footsteps can be heard racing towards visitors, which absolutely not.
Nope.
And many people experience the sensation of people like brushing past them on the edges of the halls.
No, I don't like it. I got goosebumps. I don't like that either.
Which, why on the edges of the halls? I imagine somebody like with their back to the wall and like trying to slide by. Like, why are you doing that?
Or, I mean,
It's
a
very
lot
weird.
of times sick people in hospitals, they have to walk where the bar is so they can help them.
I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. Okay. It never even crossed my mind. I'm a dumbass.
That's fine. We accept you for that.
Some people will hear growling right in their ears, and some see shadow figures slink from room to room, which don't slink around me.
Mm-mm.
Slinking is disgusting.
No.
That's a gross word. Screaming and swearing can also be heard and have been captured on audio recordings. And one of the most sinister pieces of evidence captured was an EVP ordering an investigator to stop praying as he said a prayer. Rude.
Shit.
And I found some interesting experiences people had commented on the hospital's Facebook page, so I put a few here. The first one says, "We all talked to various people, had spirit and ghost encounters, and just had a great time. The skeptics of the group had conversations with spirits. Some of us had our backs rubbed, hands grabbed, all sorts of things." The next person said, "No 2 tours are alike nor predictable. You will have a different experience every time. Names of people touring will be called out of nowhere. Doors slamming, kids laughing, being touched. I was grabbed on the wrist multiple times one tour. Shadows, the occasional full body apparition, and just overall intelligent communication are some of the best experiences you get on tours." Another person shared a photo of an old TV on a rolling cart. If you're old enough for this, like the ones they used to push into your classroom on the day you had a substitute. And in the picture, like in the reflection of the TV, you can very clearly see 3 people in it, but the caption says, "There were only 2 of us in the room.
No. ...
And they believe it was in Rose's room, so they believe it's Rose standing there.
We're not mad at Rose, I guess.
I mean, she was mean, but it's fine. She had dementia and she was old.
Yeah.
We forgive her.
She didn't know what she was doing.
Another person mentioned that you can hear nurses talking at the nurses' station. And the last one says, "I've had on 2 separate occasions a disembodied child's voice on the ground floor. One in a closet / small pantry in the kitchen. It sounded like a little girl whimpering. And another in the hallway right outside of the men's room. For sure, a little boy clearly saying a breathy, 'Hi.'"
No. Why? Why do
Right
you have to
next to
act it
me.
out? Why?
People listening will hear it and be like, "Ooh, I didn't like that."
That certainly didn't.
And Shane and Ryan, who I discovered while researching this, I knew who they were. Do you know who they are on YouTube?
No.
So they're from BuzzFeed Unsolved. I've heard about them for years and I knew who they were, but I've never really watched their stuff.
Okay.
They're fucking hilarious. They were so fun. Normally, like, watching the stuff, I'm like, all right, let's skip ahead to what else is happening, get, like, the actual stuff. I sat there and watched the whole thing because it was just fun. So, it was BuzzFeed Unsolved. They're now on Ghost Files on YouTube. And they visited the hospital. And each guy had to investigate the entire hospital by themselves at some point during the night, while the other watched from, like, their main station. They did gather a lot of evidence, but it was basically stuff we've already talked about, like mapping out figures, EVPs, that matched what they were asking, screams, door slamming, you know, all the stuff. And I had to mention it, though, because it just cracked me up. Ryan's reason for this, for, you know, going here and doing the whole thing by himself, he said, quote, "Because a fortune teller once told me I'd die on camera, and she seemed like she needed a win." Which cracked me up.
Wow.
So he's like, whatever. She could use a win. It's fine. And so
that's funny.
That's all I have about the hauntings. But I wanted to add that this is a very popular attraction, and it still hosts ghost tours constantly. And when I was looking, I literally could not find a negative review. They were all 5 stars. Everyone said it was amazing. People fucking love this place, which I was so happy to see. There was nobody like, nothing happens. It's bullshit. It's not worth your time. Blah, blah, blah. People loved it. They provide ghost hunters with equipment if you don't have your own.
Really?
When you get there, they'll show you how to actually use it. And they'll go over, like, the brief history of the building with you. And they'll answer any questions that you might have. And then they just send you to do whatever. Roam, explore, go anywhere you want, do whatever you want with the equipment until you're done. And they mention, like, all the people there are so nice. They're so helpful. It was just, like, very nice to see what seemed like a friendly place.
Well, you could just unravel your little mind from that visit.
From the mental planning that I'm doing.
You're like, they have equipment. Like,
we don't even need to bring our own. They're so friendly.
They'll help you, and they'll get you set up. And then they leave.
But I like that it's not this thing where you go and it's like this guided tour and you get an hour and then you're out.
Right.
Like, they go, they handle their stuff with you, and then they're like, have fun. Be here if you need us.
You won't. Where are you going to be?
So yeah, that was St. Ignatius Hospital in Colfax, Washington.
That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Never even heard of this place.
I thought I hadn't. But
like, the town. I mean, not even in the town.
Right. Yeah, I've never heard of the town before, but when I went to go look it up on YouTube for, like, videos of people's experiences, I had apparently watched half a video at some point because it showed, like, half a red line. I'm like, oh. Apparently I've heard of this place.
Something you've looked up once before, but just couldn't find enough research at that time. And
well, it was a video. It was actually Garrett Watts, who I've mentioned before. He's the friend of Shane Dawson's who did the Queen Mary one.
Okay.
He investigated the Queen Mary, so it was from there I probably ended up on this years ago. I haven't watched those in years. Like, literally since before my little guy was born.
Oh, it's been a while back then.
So, yeah. Years ago, I must have watched half a video.
You really put that one on the back burner.
But that's all I've got. If you guys liked it and want to keep up with us, make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube when we have videos posted, X, Facebook. And if you want to send us any haunted stories you guys might have, any of your own experiences, you can send those to hauntedthroughtheages@gmail.com. I think that's all we got for you. Do you, so we're about to I was going to mention we're about to go record Candace's bonus episode for Patreon before I forget. So if you guys want to hear it, make sure you go over there. Do you want to give us a hint for where we're going? A little teaser for people? Because I think this will be our 5th bonus episode.
Well, I don't necessarily know the exact location. I don't think, because there's many different locations that it's in, but we're going on a train.
Oh, okay.
Going on a train.
Going on a spooky train. So if you want to hear that, go over to Patreon.
Going on a historical train.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.